Welcome to Enchanted Tarot. This is for the sign of Leo for the month of October. It is a general reading. That being said, it may or it may not resonate with you. If it doesn't sound like your story, check your other placements and your messages could be there. Also, although I am reading for October, you can be feeling these energies anytime you view this video. Let's begin. At the heart of the reading, we have Temperance, and she is facing the past, holding out a cup. I feel like there was a situation in the past that ended badly. Somebody may have went to the extreme on an issue to prove a point. Now that action, they look back at it and they look back at the damage that it caused. Maybe they didn't really think about what they were doing or saying, or maybe they weren't understanding of the other person. Maybe they were unwilling to admit that they could be wrong, possibly. There's regret for that. Okay? And they're thinking heavily about the connection and about re-establishing balance or calling or bringing peace to this situation, bringing healing to this situation. This is heavily on their mind. This connection is what they think about. It feels like they need to do what is right. Okay? If they made an error here, they wish or are thinking to own up to that, to take responsibility for that. There was possibly a deception here, or that they were deceiving themselves about something, or they felt that they were, having to do with building, working together. They may have felt they were deceived. It's possible they felt they made the right decision at the time, but now are questioning that. Okay? It's possible that they now have new information, because we have a Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here. But at the time that this took place, possibly they felt like they may have been being deceived, or that they just had this bad feeling, that they didn't think that if they put effort here that it would bring them any results. Now it feels as though there's been a change here. Death is up here. This can be going back and forth. You see, again, we have somebody who's thinking about a decision, but it feels like they're afraid to make that decision. Maybe afraid because this guy, he's guarding what he has left. He's guarding his sheep, he's guarding his flock. Strength is in the reverse, so he's afraid to make this choice, maybe afraid of loss, possible hurt. are afraid of the response, because this is about a decision to communicate with somebody from the past. You see, it's here. To change something. And this communication would bring change. It is what is needed. But somebody's going back and forth. Maybe afraid of conflict. They hold information. They hold information that is important to changing the situation. So they have information that they need to impart to the other. Now, this could involve an apology. Justice is here. This card and this card both speak to them knowing that they should do the right thing here. So clearly they feel or realize that they are wrong about something or have maybe wronged somebody. But they're avoiding doing this. They're avoiding taking that action. Why? Because they're afraid. They may have deep emotions surrounding this rebirth, perhaps. Let me see. There's information. Somebody is studying is studying an idea or looking for a way or a new approach to solve, fix, or move something forward or make something happen. This person would be trying to understand how this would work and how this would play out. Looking at their options with the Eight of Pentacles, looking at the details. The options are here, excuse me. So, yeah, so they could either choose to stay where they are because they're going to hit a crossroads. They have a crossroads here. So they can choose to stay where they are, or they can choose to move something forward. Now, if they choose to stay where they are, most likely it's because they're afraid. They could be overthinking something. Looking at every tiny little detail. Thinking ahead, trying to have a strategy. Conversation with these birds here. Communication. Brings change. So we saw that here. The crossroads is a way. They're trying to figure out a way. But something is eating at them. Something, and I feel it could be fear. Fear. And so they avoid going back. Is this fear perhaps for this person? It could be the ego, you know, and fear, or fear of coming into or receiving a bad response. fear of rejection, fear of loss. The we also have the sun here, so the sun is clearing things up. It's actually it could be something that gets brought to their attention, because beneath the sun everything is exposed, right? It brings back warmth, happiness. It reveals anything that was hidden. Any dishonesty would be confessed at this time. Bad luck turns around in the presence of the sun. So it feels like this person is just going to suddenly decide to go forward and do the right thing, because that's what the Hierophant is telling them to do, you know, what is morally right. And because if they don't, it's just going to eat at their conscience. So even though they're very afraid, I feel like they will come forth, and most likely will, because the fears just make things worse, you know. So holding back, if somebody holds back in fear, all they're doing is making their situation worse. They're better off to face what they're afraid of, really. You see, the Two of Swords, okay, is at the bottom of the deck. So facing a really difficult decision. And oftentimes when this happens, we get caught up in the ramifications of each choice, and what that choice could possibly bring them, right? And it is over-analyzed until they're actually paralyzed and don't move, you know? So I feel like this person could have been doing that. It is a card of, let me see, making a list of pros and cons, and that would represent the intellectual or the sword part of this card. But it also speaks to, even though it's not really shown, it speaks to the heart. And so, although there's got to be a balance of the two, the intellectual and the heart, okay? Because the heart, yes, you got to listen first to what the mind is telling you, but the heart is going to have the final say. So this person is blind, I figure, to the truth of the situation, okay? Or blind to the choice that has to be made, and they're being blinded because the swords have kind of overtaken them, okay? So they're overthinking everything. And so the longer that they kind of bury themselves in that energy, the worse that things become. And that's what I was saying earlier. This person needs to take the bull by the horns and face what's in front of them. Okay, because I feel like they've been avoiding doing this, making things right, for a long time, because they've had this information, they've been holding on to this information, and it's eating at them, and they know they need to go and make it right. And so that is exactly what they're going to do. I feel like they reach a point where it just becomes too much, and they've got to go and do it, despite their fears. And when they get to that point, they're going to find out that, really, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't, what I'm trying to say is, they didn't need to be afraid, because in taking action, that action actually is going to bring them luck. Okay? So there was nothing really to be afraid of at all, is what they're about to find out. Yeah. And so, sudden movement from this person. Also, when you do hear from them or meet up with them, you will notice they're going to be a little nervous. This card tells me they're going to be nervous as they approach, and that's because of all of these fears that they've been building in their mind. What if this, what if that, what's true, what's false, what will happen if I do this or that. So that is what I have for you. Also, wait before I go. Because of the sun, we know that things are going to work out between you. Okay, things get cleared up. Things get overcome. It's like overcoming the difficulties. A return to peace and harmony. Confessions too. So they have something, and we saw that here, because they had information you don't have. So most likely there's a confession, and they may be nervous because of that confession also. Okay, so now I'm done for now. All right, so I thank you for watching, for liking, and for sharing my videos, and for subscribing. Also, thank you to everyone who has sent in a donation. It is greatly appreciated. Many blessings to all of you.